welcome back to another episode of Alter Your Health Live, your source of information and inspiration to promote the holistic transformation of your health and the health of our planet. I'm your host, Dr. Benjamin Alter.
I'm your co-host, Dr. Susanna Alter.
Last week, we talked about autoimmunity. We got into this alternative theory on autoimmune illness, and a theory that, from my perspective, is much more empowering in showing people how the body heals itself, and the body is never letting you down. So that we wanted to expand upon. But first, I just remembered, we wanted to let you know that this week's episode is brought to you by Alter Health. Alter Health has been providing holistic lifestyle medicine to you from the comfort of your own home. And moving forward, Susanna and I have been starting this weekly group coaching program. And the intention of this weekly group coaching program is to provide a setting for a lot of people to access the best when it comes to lifestyle medicine. And we're obviously talking about things from nutrition to other aspects of lifestyle, and most importantly, mind-body medicine. Mm-hmm. So these are just some topics.
Yes, and another intention of ours in creating this online coaching is also creating an online community of people who are moving towards greater health and well-being in their lives, because I, for sure, for one, know that the healing journey can be very, very lonely and isolating, can feel lonely and isolating sometimes. It can feel really, really hard to make lifestyle changes on your own if those who you live with or spend most of your time with aren't on the same page. So we want this community to help you realize the truth that you're not alone, that there are so many other souls out there working towards greater health and well-being, and that we can all come together and support each other.
Yeah. So let's face it, this is alternative medicine. We are all alternative. If you're tuning in, you are alternatively minded. But I must say that my real vision and intention is for this, we'll call it alternative, for this to be really mainstream, and for us to create a community where we're not fringe. And in order to get there, we just have to continue along this path and come together and have this impact and effect that ripples out to, inspire our communities. So now back to the show. So autoimmunity, it's such a big, important topic, like we talked about last week, and we wanted to dive a little bit deeper. Last week, we talked about the theory that autoimmune illness is not your body attacking itself. It's not the body letting itself down. There is an underlying issue. There is an underlying pathogen issue that the body is attacking. It's not attacking your thyroid gland. You're not attacking yourself. So that's the first important thing to know. And I really like to say that, healing requires two pieces of information. It's important to know exactly what's going on, the truth of what's going on, not just some theory that the medical industry can feed to us, but the truth. And then once we know the truth, we have to know what to do with that, how to use that information to move forward, and how to combat the truth, so to speak. So we wanted to focus this episode more on what to do. Hopefully the truth has landed in you. Hopefully it's sunk in. Hopefully it's integrated. Hopefully you feel it and believe it. Hopefully it resonates. And now is like the action-oriented talk, where we're talking about really this lifestyle-based approach to healing autoimmune illness. Because we talk about lifestyle conditions like diabetes and obesity and heart disease and even cancer as being diseases that are based on lifestyle, and the environmental factors that we are introduced to, whether it's smoking, whether it's a poor diet, whether it's environmental toxins. And when it comes to autoimmune conditions, a lot of these conditions are very much lifestyle oriented as well, even though they aren't defined in that way by the medical industry. A lot of the mysterious illnesses, they're chalked up to genetics or bad luck or any other number of things. But when it comes down to it, it's all environmental, it's all lifestyle. So lifestyle medicine is all that we do, really, because that's where we have the greatest power. That's where we have the greatest leverage to shift our health through our day-to-day life.
Right, because our goal here is to really see diseases reversing, not just seeing symptom management. And there are plenty of treatment programs out there that aim at stalling progression of disease and managing symptoms, but that we don't like stopping there. We like to see disease reverse, and lifestyle medicine is the most powerful way to do this.
Totally. If you consider a lot of pharmaceutical treatments for symptom management, they're very, very effective in managing symptoms. What's a good example? A painkiller. You have pain, you take a medicine, and you don't have pain anymore. But meanwhile, you may be enabled to continue down a lifestyle path that just compounds the stressors that are causing the pain in the first place. So not only do pharmaceutical medicines and natural medicines even mask symptoms and suppress symptoms, they enable people to live a life that is potentially killing them or hurting them in some way. So we like to figure out what the lifestyle stressors are so that we can totally eradicate and shift and transform those stressors into, new ways of living, new habits. And that's what it's all about. And when we're talking about lifestyle medicine and new habits, a lot of people are like, oh, but I don't want to change. I like my life. I like my cheeseburger. I like, my martini, whatever it is. A lot of people really don't like change. Let's face it, change is tough. And a lot of people who are struggling with really crazy symptoms, they want change when it comes to their symptoms. They want change when it comes to how they're feeling. They want change when it comes to their energy. They want change when it comes to their sleep. They want change when it comes to their weight, but they don't want change when it comes to their life. So sometimes we have to just loosen this, restrictive way of thinking up and just be open to change. That's the most important first step when it comes to a lifestyle medicine approach to healing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And I just want to also take this moment to point anyone who's listening to 3 amazing articles that Ben just published on the alter.health website on autoimmunity. And the second article dives specifically into lifestyle changes, practical ways to really boost the immune system to see reversal in quote unquote autoimmune diseases.
Right. Well, I think I've only unleashed the 2 of the 3. There's a third article coming, and it's funny because I don't think that I'm that great of a writer, and I don't think that I'm that great of a speaker and articulate in that sense of just conveying a message. I'm getting there. That's what this podcast is all about. But I do think that the writing just is much more concise and clear. And, this is more of a conversation about what I wrote about.
I think you're a great writer.
Oh, okay.
And I think these articles are excellent.
Thank you.
Yes.
So, we can read the article, but we can read the article to you, but you can read the article yourself, of course, if this is a topic of interest, specifically using lifestyle to heal autoimmune conditions. But basically what it comes down to, like we've already said, is nutrition, our environmental toxins or potential toxins that we're exposed to on a daily basis. Maybe it's our conditioner that makes our hair as beautiful as it is. Maybe it's other lotions and potions and fragrances and things that we're just exposed to literally every single day. Maybe it's our laundry detergent, fabric softeners. I think there was just something that came out into the news recently about the toxic effects of fabric softeners. I mean, the fact of the matter is, whenever you see a chemical that on an ingredient list, even if it's not something that you're putting in your mouth, even if it's something that you're just breathing, whenever there's a chemical, there's potential harmful effects. Just because these chemicals have not been studied for long enough to know what the heck they do to the human body. There are more than 80,000 chemicals in our environment that we're exposed to, many of which on a regular, ongoing basis, if we're not, doing our duty to clean up our environment. And these chemicals, it's not like you're exposed to one chemical for 5 seconds and you get sick. These chemicals accumulate in our body and just fill up this bucket of sorts, if you can imagine that. And they fill up this bucket and they fill up, and then we get stressed and they fill up more and they get stressed and fill up more. And then they overflow, and the overflowing is our experience of symptoms. Meanwhile, this bucket has been filling up for years, maybe decades. And the way to heal is to find the natural ways that allow the bucket to drain. And these are our deep detox pathways. These are our bowel movements, our digestive health and cleansing through our digestive tract. These are sweating and exercising and releasing these substances through our skin. Of course, breathing, and hopefully breathing good quality air. Just the basic things that we do every day, we want to do in an optimal way that allows our body to cleanse, detox, heal itself.
Mm-hmm. The reason why these environmental toxins have such a detrimental effect on our health is because it severely dampens the immune system. And when the immune system isn't able to fight off these pathogens that are causing these crazy symptoms in the body, then the symptoms can just go completely unchecked. So detoxing the body, like what Ben is saying, by minimizing exposure and by supporting the immunitaries, our detox organs, can really help to lower this toxic load on the body and bring the immune system back up to where it wants to be.
Right. It's the natural way that our body works. The immune system, it's not like we have this key that we turn on and it turns on our immune system. Our immune system is on, and our immune system is only on to the degree that our body is cleansed and clear. And this is, we're talking in very general terms, but when we talk about a clean body and the cleansing and detoxifying and these kind of words that we throw around all the time, we're pretty much talking about the health of your blood. If you can imagine, your blood is what carries your oxygen, all of your nutrients, all these, chemicals, all these good chemicals, not the toxic chemicals, but all these phytochemicals and compounds and hormones and everything that circulates through your body is delivered through your blood, your circulatory system, your bloodstream. And there are, teeny little blood vessels that can literally only fit one single red blood cell going through to feed the very teeny, nooks and crannies inside of your organs. And if you could just imagine the intricate network of these blood vessels, it's astounding. And anyway, so if you've got really junky blood, if you've got a lot of stuff in your blood system beyond the natural things that we should have there, it's going to be really hard to deliver the proper nutrients, the proper oxygen, all these just necessary components, key factors that allow the body to heal itself. So cleansing, detoxifying, these kind of words, that we throw around, it's really just cleaning the blood. And that's what the liver does. So it all kind of comes back to the health of the liver. The liver is cleaning and detoxifying your blood always around the clock. And when we eat in a way, live in a way, and breathe in a way, we're in this world in a way that allows the liver to be as unstressed and unhindered as possible, then we can self-clean, self-regulate all these processes that that our body is trying to do. It's just overwhelmed through our environmental factors. So that's what we're, pointing towards in this second article I wrote on autoimmune healing through lifestyle medicine. We're really focusing on cleaning up the diet, cleaning up the environment. And once we do that with, food and lifestyle, then there are some supplements that can be introduced onto this strong foundation of health that can further support the process of healing.
Should we talk about some very actionable steps that people can take to support this detox process?
Yeah, like food or lifestyle? Or
Yeah,
both?
well, let's start with the non-food things, because the nutrition is kind of a big topic
Yeah,
in
and that's
itself.
what we're pretty much, that if you want to learn more about nutrition, let's just put our plug back in for the weekly group coaching program, because that's really where, that's the focus.
Yeah, so to support the detox pathways in the body, one big important thing is hydration, to just drink a lot of fluids throughout the day, especially a lot of purified water. This is going to help, like Ben said, kind of make the blood, it's going to help with the flow of the blood.
Yeah, if you consider that we are 70% water, our bodies, yes, I am 70% water, Susanna's 70% water on a good day. Granted that she's drinking enough water and I'm drinking enough water, and we are. We're mostly water, so we need to replenish the fluidity status that we are, and that allows, if you consider that, if you consider what happens when we get dehydrated, just if you put yourself in the place of a blood cell inside your circulatory system, imagine dehydrated blood. It's just like, wow. So question, purified water or filtered water? Those are like the same thing. Maybe the question is like distilled. So distilled water can be very cleansing, but if we're just drinking distilled water, then we're gonna maybe be deficient in some minerals. So
yeah, and also hydration helps hydrate the liver. The liver is almost kind of like a sponge, and when it gets dried up and shriveled up, it's hard for the liver to really process things correctly and detox things correctly. And when you drink more water, you will eliminate more through your urinary system and the bowels. So we're just really supporting this elimination process through the body.
It's like everyone's told to drink more water all the time, but literally if we did, we would be so much healthier. I think we are all chronically dehydrated, like pretty much all of us, me included, all of us. So there's always opportunities to drink more water.
What's a good amount to aim for then?
Well, we say half of your body weight in ounces at least. That's literally if you're sitting on the couch doing nothing, if you have no activity. So, and obviously everyone is a different weight. So if someone's obese and they weigh 300 pounds, I don't think they necessarily need 150 ounces of water. But half of your, what's the term for like your...
I just like to say around 2 to 3 liters a day.
Baseline. Baseline. Like that's if you're sitting on the couch, you should be drinking 2 to 3 liters a day. Hopefully you're not sitting on the couch. Hopefully you're walking a little bit, and even though you don't feel it, you're sweating out water. So
And breathing out
you're
water.
breathing out water. It's a byproduct. It's the result of our metabolism is the production of water. We are producing water and releasing water always. So replenish 2 to 3 liters at least.
Yes.
Clean and but yeah.
Moving on.
Yeah.
Sleep is really important for detoxing because the liver does the bulk of its work at night while we sleep.
Yeah.
So if you are getting to bed late at night, then you could be missing some crucial detox time.
We went into depth, I think it was a few weeks ago now. I don't know the number of the podcast episode, but we did a great sleep episode, or so I thought, in my humble opinion. The importance of sleep, how to get better sleep, how to heal faster with better sleep. So go back and listen to it.
Yeah.
I want to kind of take a step to the side or back or somewhere and just talk about cleaning up our environment, because we kind of talked about, the laundry detergent and the fabric softener and the chemicals, but let's consider where these other things might be hiding.
Yeah.
What do you think?
Well, certainly in the water and the air. And also, you said cosmetic products?
No, you did.
Oh, okay,
just now.
cosmetic products. Makeup has crazy chemicals in it. So you can certainly source out natural sources of makeup, or you can not wear any makeup.
If you don't wear any makeup, this is what happens to you. You look like Susanna.
But I also think that women tend to
beautiful.
spend a lot of money every year on beauty products and skincare products. And my kind of golden rule for myself with my skin and beauty care is to not put anything on my body that I wouldn't want to put into my mouth. Yeah. So that means if I do use anything on my body, it's something like honey or baking soda or apple cider vinegar or something like that.
Yeah. Well, I just put some coconut oil on my body, and I wouldn't put coconut oil in my mouth, but that's another discussion.
But coconut oil versus
still food.
Benzoyl peroxide.
Yeah.
I think you'd prefer that.
Yes. Coconut oil is all right, even though I wouldn't put it in my mouth. Another discussion for another day. So cosmetic products, cleaning supplies,
clothing and furniture tends to have a lot of kind of flame retardant chemicals in it. So you can look this information up. There's some really great databases out there that list chemicals in things like this. And we were just talking about how we want to buy a new mattress and we don't want to be sleeping on a bed of chemicals. And so there's organic mattresses or, organic chemical-free mattresses available.
And obviously, totally remodeling your house, that's not maybe as actionable of a step that we might suggest, even though that might be the gold standard for cleaning up your environment. But just consider that everything in your house probably is to some extent emitting some sort of toxic chemical. So that creates, like we talked about, this air situation in our home, potentially that's really stagnant, that's really stuffy, that's really chemical laden. And, just opening up a window, having some airflow through your living environment can be really helpful to just mitigate these effects. Because let's face it, we can't all remodel our house with like natural, natural things.
That's true.
But I think one of the biggest culprits is scented stuff, which is really easy to avoid because, you can smell stuff. I can smell chemicals. These artificial scents and flavors and stuff. You can sense them, luckily. So whenever I smell something that's like, ooh, that doesn't smell like natural anything, I just go the other way. Scented candles, fabric softeners came up again.
Air
air
fresheners.
fresheners. Just don't even go there. Don't even go there. And instead use essential oils are okay in that context of, natural fragrance. Perfumes. Do people still wear perfumes? Is that still a thing?
Oh, totally. Big industry.
Like deodorants and I don't know. All these things that have a smell, chances are, look on the ingredients. If you don't see such and such essential oil, chances are those smells are completely synthetic and completely toxic. So toss it out. Toss it out. What else? Is that it?
That's pretty good.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's pretty good.
Awesome. Cool.
And
oh yeah, so the sleep episode that we did, thank you, was on January 9th. January 9th was our sleep episode. So go back. That must have been 64.
Yeah. And then
63, sorry.
And then www.ewg.org. That's the Environmental Working Group's website, and they list a lot of these toxic products and toxic chemicals.
So back to the autoimmune thing, just wrapping up, clean this stuff out. Our immune system works much better. Our liver and our blood is much cleaner. Everything's happier. And these kind of things, we just have to chip away. These things in our life slowly accumulate over years to decades, and sometimes they have to slowly deaccumulate, and it will take months to years. But we have to move in that direction if we want to get better. And obviously, this is a conversation generally about autoimmune conditions, but this is pertinent to any health condition that you may have. Certainly really important when it comes to preventing cancer, which, statistics say that in our lifetime, 1 in 2 people will have cancer. That's just crazy. And a lot of people say, oh, well, that's because people are living longer. Yes, people are living longer, but that's not why 1 in 2 people will be diagnosed with cancer. So clean up your life.
And cleaning up your life, a huge chunk of that, obviously, is diet, which we don't have time to talk about in this episode, but we talked about it in many episodes. And kind of the main points we want to make there are eat lots of healing foods, which are fruits, vegetables, unadulterated food that just grows from the earth. These are the most healing foods. To minimize fat and protein, because these molecules are actually really hard for the liver to process. In a healthy liver, sure, they can process a little bit of fat and a little bit of protein, but when we're bombarding the system with high amounts of these macronutrients, that's an additional stress on the liver.
And if you want more on this, more support specifically for you, more community, more guidance on an ongoing, consistent basis, we have an answer for you. And that's the Alter Health Weekly Group Coaching Program, www.alter.health/weekly-group-coaching. It's an ongoing thing. You can sign up month by month, have access to 11 hours at this point have accumulated in the archives, and it's just 1 hour is accumulating every week, and you'll always have access to this archive of videos. So check it out. We look forward to being of support to you in your healing journey as ever, in whatever way we can. So.
Yeah, we've really been in love. We've just loved the group coaching. The conversations have been so rich, and it's great to hear from other people, to hear their questions and how this way of living has changed their health experience.
Yeah, so we're talking nutrition and lifestyle, like all this kind of stuff, but in greater depth, we're able to see your face, hear your voice, and we're also talking about mind-body medicine, which is, a very empowering topic that we both love. So check it out, and thanks for tuning in. We love you, and we look forward to seeing you next time.
Yeah, bye-bye.
Peace and love.